So this is a short summary of our matinee performance on the 7th of June 2018. Final major performance. So our first performance, it was a matinee, it started at 2 o'clock. It was our first performance in front of a paying audience. In terms of attendance, it wasn't too bad. The actual show itself, we didn't have many people come to watch, so we kind of had to adapt to that performance wise. So we had to give a lot of energy into the whole piece to make it effective within the small audience. We started off outside in the amphitheatre of CCI building, where we had to interact with the audience. That was very challenging due to its sense of being nervous and not really wanting to interact with people. It's a big milestone to have to overcome. In terms of that, the first performance, because everyone was nervous, we didn't really know what to expect, what the turnout was going to be like. We could have interacted with audience members a lot more. We also had to wait outside for audience members to turn up, and it did take a while. It was kind of a sense of like we didn't really. Well, it's hard to kind of explain. We had to wait a lot. People getting restless and stuff because we had to wait for people to turn up. Then we performed our beginning of our piece. I think in that sort of aspect, when we were performing, I think it went very well. There was still some nerves going around, but after that first sequence outside, we moved the crowd inside with the singing and the speeches and that sort of element to the performance. When we got inside, I feel like we felt a lot more at ease. The fact that we've practiced inside, we know what we're doing, we know all the transitions. We spent a lot of our rehearsals inside doing our actual piece. As a whole, with the dances, I feel like they went very well. We had a few challenges, I'd say, especially with our first piece, which was Black Friday. Black Friday week. There was a bit of an issue technically. As a whole, the music kind of started after. I think we did very well to recover and not to break character, and we just kept performing even though we were behind with the music, because it didn't go according to plan. But again, it was the first performance out of two, so as a whole, I think it went very well. I think the energy was high. I feel like once we passed all the nervous beginnings and stuff, the energy became high and we were proper performing, confronting the audience in a very strong way, representing the event fairly well. We gave it a very chaotic and good approach to the overall, I guess, performance of the piece. Then the second dance number was our forcible feeding routine, which technically and like sound and music wise and the lighting, it went according to plan, sort of thing. I think we all gave a very passionate performance. There were obviously challenges with timing. I think as a whole, there were moments when where some ensemble pieces should have what's the word, should have gone sort of in canon altogether, but there were some timing issues. I think again it may have been nerves, but yeah, overall I think all the dance pieces went according to plan. Then my next piece, for which I was in, was the White Feathers routine. Again, that's just a piece just including me and Jude. We were very out of our comfort zone. It was our first time performing in front of a paying audience, especially as we don't really do ballet. It was very influenced by Matthew Bourne Swan Lake. But I think the fact that we choreographed it ourselves and the fact that we were out of our comfort zone, I think we we did the dance justice in the fact that we gave everything we had, sort of thing. It was very elegant but also aggressive at the same time. It had strong meaning behind it. I feel like in this performance, again, because of nerves, we hadn't performed in front of a paying audience all year. Really, this was kind of the end product. I think it could have been. We could have put more into it. I think it was nerves and kind of holding back because we were kind of afraid, sort of thing, which is, I suppose, is natural. Especially when you're training and you're out your comfort zone. And again, like, we don't do ballet. I think the reception that we got afterwards was very good. A lot of positives came out of it. One personal problem I had with Swan Lake was kind of halfway through. I kind of forgot my piece, which is weird because I've been rehearsing it. I've been going through it a lot. Kind of forgot it halfway through, so I kind of had to improvise, and it resulted in the performance not being as powerful because there was bits where I was kind of like stalling to wait for the next sequence in which I knew what I was doing, sort of thing. So that was also a very big problem, I'd say, within my piece. But overall, I think it was a solid performance. It could have been better, and still, it was the first performance. We still had another performance to do, in which we were hoping the crowd would be bigger. But overall, I think it was very solid. There were obviously a lot of complications, and then there were a lot of positives. So I think it was a very average performance as a whole.